It's funny how you never really know a place until you've seen it at night. My grandmother's house, for example. By day, it was a storybook cottage, all peeling white paint and rambling roses, smelling of cinnamon and old books. It was my favorite place in the world. But at night, it became something else entirely. I learned this the hard way one summer when I was 12. My parents had gone on a trip, leaving me in Grandma's care. The first few days were idyllic. We baked cookies, tended to her garden, and she'd tell me stories about when she was a girl. But she had one strict rule. After sundown, the attic was off limits, no exceptions. "It's just full of dusty old things, sweetie," she'd say with a smile that never quite reached her eyes. "Nothing interesting up there for a young boy like you." Of course, telling a 12-year-old not to do something is the surest way to make them do it. I became obsessed with the attic. What was she hiding? Treasure? Old family secrets? My imagination ran wild. One night, a fierce thunderstorm rolled in. The wind howled like a wounded animal, and rain lashed against the windows. Grandma, who was always a bit frail, said the storm was giving her a headache and went to bed early. This was my chance. The house was eerily quiet, save for the storm's symphony outside. The only light came from the occasional flash of lightning that illuminated the hallway in stark, ghostly detail. The attic door was at the end of the hall, a simple wooden rectangle in the ceiling with a frayed rope dangling from it. My heart hammered against my ribs as I pulled the rope. The door groaned open with a sound like a sigh, revealing a set of rickety wooden stairs disappearing into blackness. A gust of cold, musty air washed over me, carrying a strange, sweet smell, like dried flowers and decay. I flicked on my flashlight, its beam cutting a nervous circle into the oppressive dark. I climbed, each step creaking under my weight, protesting my intrusion. The attic was just as Grandma had described it. A chaotic landscape of forgotten furniture draped in white sheets, stacks of yellowed newspapers, and cobweb-laced boxes. It was dusty and disappointing. I was about to turn back when my light caught something in the far corner. It was a collection of old-fashioned dolls, sitting in a neat row on a small wooden bench. There were maybe a dozen of them, with porcelain faces, glass eyes, and elaborate frilly dresses. They were beautiful, but there was something unsettling about them. Their painted smiles seemed too wide, their eyes too knowing. I stepped closer, sweeping my flashlight across their faces. That's when I noticed it. Each doll, despite its different dress and hairstyle, had the exact same face. The same delicate nose, the same rosy cheeks, and the same fixed, vacant stare. And what was stranger, they all looked vaguely familiar. A floorboard creaked behind me. I spun around, my light beam dancing wildly across the sheet-covered furniture. Nothing, just shadows playing tricks on me. "Hello," I whispered, my voice trembling. Only the drumming of the rain answered. I turned back to the dolls. There was an empty space on the bench at the end of the row, as if waiting for another to join them. My gaze drifted to a small, ornate mirror hanging on the wall beside them. It was tarnished and clouded with age. I leaned in, trying to see my reflection. As my face came into focus, a flash of lightning lit up the attic. For a split second, I saw it. My reflection in the mirror wasn't my own. It was a doll's face staring back at me. A porcelain face, with glassy eyes and a painted smile. The same face as all the other dolls on the bench. A scream caught in my throat. I stumbled backward, my flashlight clattering to the floor and rolling away, its beam spinning crazily. I scrambled for it, my hands patting frantically on the dusty floorboards. Another floorboard creaked, closer this time. I grabbed the flashlight and aimed it towards the sound. Standing there, halfway up the attic stairs, was my grandmother. But it wasn't my grandmother. Her body was stiff, her movements jerky and unnatural, like a puppet on a string. Her head was tilted at an impossible angle, and the smile on her face was a grotesque, painted-on slash. Her eyes were wide, glassy, and utterly lifeless. They were the eyes of a doll. Behind her, another figure was slowly ascending the stairs, and another. They were the previous occupants of the house, the ones from the old photographs downstairs, all moving with the same horrifying, marionette-like gait. Their faces were smooth, perfect porcelain. Panic seized me. I wasn't in an attic full of old things. I was in a workshop, a collection. "We were just waiting for you, sweetie," Grandma's voice echoed, but it wasn't her voice. It was high-pitched and hollow, like a recording from a cheap toy. "There's a special place for you, right here on the end." She pointed a stiff, porcelain finger toward the empty space on the bench. I didn't wait to see more. I bolted. I scrambled past the furniture, my lungs burning, the sound of their slow, deliberate footsteps following me. Creak, creak, creak. They weren't rushing. They didn't need to. This was their space. I half fell, half jumped down the attic stairs, not daring to look back. I slammed the attic door shut, the frayed rope swinging wildly. I could hear a faint, collective sigh from above, a sound of mild disappointment. I ran out of the house, out into the raging storm, not stopping until the storybook cottage was a tiny speck in the distance. I never went back. My parents were told I'd run away after a fight with Grandma. They searched, of course. The police found the house empty. My grandmother was gone. They said she must have wandered off, but I know the truth. She's still there. She's sitting in the attic, on a small wooden bench in the far corner. Her glass eyes stare blankly into the darkness, her painted smile fixed forever. She's part of the collection now. Sometimes, late at night, when the wind howls just right, I think I can hear the faint creak of an attic floorboard. And I wonder, are they still waiting for me to come home and take my place on the bench? Is that empty space still there, just for me? Thank you so much for listening to my story tonight. If you enjoyed it and want to hear more tales that will keep you up at night, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and ensures you won't miss what's coming next. Stay safe out there and always be careful about the secrets old houses keep